shake your own go Buzzy, what's going on, brother? First in the. I gotta adjust this a little bit. It's kind of weird. It's this mount I have. It's like a CD. Ayo! It's like a CD mount, and it's just like the height or position. Hang on. The height or position that it's at. It's just it's a little crazy, but yeah, tonight we're going out and have some fun. Maybe play some cards. We'll play a little blackjack. Try to win a little money. Rippin', what's going on? Mindy, what's up, Uncle Stewie? Yeah, sun's kind of in that in between, so it's like hard to see with sunglasses on to read the chat. But everybody's doing well. Everybody had a good week. This is not a norm for me. Seeing your old boy going out on a Friday night, but it's definitely much needed. So here I am, and I figured, why try to get a stream in early while I'm working? And as you can see, my phone's still ringing after 5 o'clock, and just be interrupted a million times with calls. So I decided that I would just do my stream today, as I have no excuses. I'm going to get it in with the drive stream. So kind of really what I was going to get on. It's going to be kind of more difficult doing this drive stream. I probably just figure we probably just chill and chat and catch up. Still waiting on Buck City Breaks to let me know when it's going to fit in their schedule to get the first In Depth with Deafness going. But what's up, Reds? Good to see you. Happy Friday. But that's going to be coming soon. Again, guys, I am super duper excited. Tomorrow night, we're going to rip some 2019 Select Football. Select Football is always one of those products. It's kind of like Optic. It's always one of those products that I'm super excited for every single year. So I did pick up a box. I went and saw my guy, my pal Cal, over at the ballpark. I've streamed there a couple times, the card shop. And looking forward to ripping that box. What's up, Shaq Rat? Good to see you, brother. It's doing a little drive stream today. Still, again, guys, I'm going to make zero excuses this year to make sure I stream every single day. Desktop or wherever it may be, I'm going to make sure that we get it in and we make it happen. What's up, Stevens Cards? You know, I want to touch on my visit a little bit too with Cal. So Jimmy had done a little giveaway, and his giveaway was you know, something about the hobby, or you know, what you're thankful for in the hobby. And my response was just, you know, some of you on Twitter may have seen it too, but it was basically you know, I'm thankful for everybody in the community. A lot of people have helped me get through, yada, yada, yada. And I guess Cal didn't understand or know kind of what I had gone through in the past. And he was worried, and he thought I was recently going through it. And I had to explain to him that no, that was not the case. You know, I've been clean for about 3 years now. But he said, stop in. Next time you stop in, let's talk a little bit. And apparently he had gone through some things, and I'm not going to get into his personal, what he's gone through in his life, but it was actually a pretty awesome conversation, you know, that I felt was just going to be a quick, you know, hey man, this is what I've gone through. This is, you know, this is what I'm doing, or this is what's going on with me. And instead it was actually a very, very good conversation. It kind of made me feel like me and him gained a little bit closer and a little better friendship, you know. And Cal's got a, you know, he has a pretty heavy stutter, and he's had it, you know, really his whole life. And before he had opened his card shop, which he's had for 25 years now, almost 30 years, before he opened that card shop, he tried to get a job doing, and they basically told him, like, as an insurance, but he was going to have to cold call. What's going on, Hastros? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, T-Dog. Who else popped in here? Who else is in here? Oh, Shack Rat again. Yeah, what's up, brother? And he had. They told him he was going to have to cold call, and he found that with his stuttering and stuff that it was going to be virtually impossible. Like there'd be no way he'd be successful in doing it. But through all that, he gained. He basically he found a good friend through the whole process who buys a lot of product and stuff, and apparently his daughter she'd been battling cancer for like 9 years, and apparently just passed away not too long ago. So again, I'm gonna say it, excuse my language, but fuck cancer. I think we've all probably been touched or lost somebody, whether it's a friend, relative, or someone due to it. I lost my uncle here this past not too long ago. 4 months ago now. Man, it seems time flies, guys. It's like it just seems like we're just going through that whole ordeal, and that was, I think, almost 4 months ago, 3 months ago. So again, putting in perspective of time and how fast time flies and how you really got to go out and do things. It's like tonight. It's like I'm really happy. The kids are actually watching Zoe tonight. They're actually getting compensated. They'll all be paid off very nicely to really not have to do much but give her attention and loving, which they already give her. They just have to make sure, instead of me taking her outside tonight, they will have to take her outside. But I'm pretty confident they can do it, especially my son. But, get out and do things. Again, I've kind of sheltered myself with my own recovery and stuff because, I'm not the type of guy that I can really just be hanging around at a bar, even if I'm not up to no good, because I just know where that's going to lead. I just know where that's going to lead things. Now, tonight, being able to go have a couple cocktails, and again, I don't have a problem drinking. I never have. In fact, my father kind of taught me very well, what not to do, right? And what alcohol does and what alcohol can do and ruin your life. So there's a lot of times where, we'll have family events, and a lot of my family like to drink, my sister and whatever, and I wouldn't say they're alcoholics, but they like to have a couple of drinks. And I could if I wanted to, but I typically don't usually even end up having a drink. But tonight, there's certain occasions like tonight. I haven't hung out for a while, so I'm gonna play some cards tonight. I'm gonna enjoy my night. I'm gonna have a couple cocktails while I do it, and we're gonna see what your old boy can do at the old blackjack table. It's last time I was out there was, I think, around this time last year, and yeah, we got a room, so I'm not worried about having some cocktails. Gonna valet the old car and let them bring the car up tomorrow morning, early afternoon, when I got to check out, and then go back and hang out with the kiddos. I kind of feel bad because we're not going to hit the Celtics game tonight, the Wolves Celtics game, but it'd be fun to see D'Lo and them, but Cat's out anyway for a couple weeks, so I'd rather start hitting the games up again when Cat's full board. We know they're not going to make the playoffs this year. This is pretty much just the experimental gel with all the new players, see what they can put together, and try to make a run starting next year. I'm going to catch up on these chats here, guys. What's up, Moldy? Dizzy, K-Dub's in the house. Good man there. Moldy Duck Butter. My pops made a choice. Shows us over the booze. Yep. No, it wasn't easy, but looking back on it. See... And K-Dub, that's where mine was a little different. I've talked about this in prior streams, and again, guys, I don't have a problem being upfront and honest with you guys and open with you guys. My dad still is an alcoholic, and he more or less at the end of the day pretty much chose booze over us. And again, I guess that's why I can say my father taught me what not to do. Now, unfortunately, you could maybe say I'm a hypocrite because I didn't choose booze, but I had my own addiction with pain medication, and I let it get the best of me. But I guess, we all have our faults. We all fall at times, and it's what we do and how we build ourselves back up and how we get back up. And again, that's where alcohol, I hate to say it, alcohol and prescription pills are really not any two different things, but I know that both of them you can get addicted to. But I just know that most of the time, even when I have a drink or two, I don't even typically feel right. It has to be the right atmosphere. It has to be the right mood. So I can tell you while I'm playing cards tonight, it'll probably be good because the atmosphere, there'll be some music, you're sitting at the table, they'll have the screens, probably the games on, etc. Just be fun playing cards, chatting with other people at the tables. But yeah, I mean, my dad chose booze over us, and we still haven't been able to build the best father-son relationship. But again, that's where I try to learn from those things. I try to build up those things. I've always told myself before I ever had kids, with how my dad wasn't around in my life growing up much, my mom pretty much playing both sides and being there for everything, that when I have kids, I would never do that to them. And I guess you could say maybe I kind of did, getting addicted to pain pills. But then again, I've always been there. Most people would say I was a very functional, it wasn't like I took pain pills and I was strung out and I wouldn't do anything. No, most of the time I took pain pills and I felt like I was on cloud 9, and I felt like I could sell you anything, which I feel like I could sell you anything anyway without being high or being on pain pills. So it's kind of crazy. And I guess that's kind of me saying that right there, for anybody out there who's struggling, for anybody out there, and I bring this up a lot whenever I talk about anything of the past and the addictions and stuff, it's always hard because I know where your mindset is. I know exactly where your mindset is if you're struggling right now with it. And I know that you're in the back of your mind, whatever it is, depression, addiction, whatever it might be, you have that sense of feeling if you're taking something, you're using something to help yourself with it or make yourself feel better, you have that sense of, I'm never going to be able to do this without it, right? I'm not going to be able to get by without it. There's no way in heck I'm going to be able to live my day, each day, without it. And it's 100% false, because once you get yourself clean and once you get yourself back on track, you actually feel a whole heck of a lot better. And people who have never really had an addiction, or maybe people have even had been prescribed prescription pills for a surgery or something, but they never really took a lot. They may know what the feeling is like, oh yeah, it makes you feel kind of good, right? Whatever. But they never got themselves because they did the right steps. They listened to their doctors, and they weaned themselves off. They only took what they had to take, and they tried not to even take that when they could. In fact, my stepfather, man, shout out to him. He's had multiple hip replacement surgeries, knee surgeries, wrist surgeries, what have you. He will not take a pain pill unless he absolutely 100% cannot tolerate the pain. He will not take a pain pill. He will not at all. He will not take a pain pill. He will take ibuprofen, whatever, to try to help relieve it, but he will not take a pain pill. But what I'm getting at is, those who haven't ever had that addiction or have taken them for a long series of time or been addicted to a ton of them, when I say you're feeling like you're on top of the world, but then you can feel like that as well without it, they may not understand that, because there's days they feel good and there's days maybe they don't feel so great. So picture it this way. If you're somebody who hasn't taken pain pills a lot, just put it this way. there's not a day you wake up when you're on them or you take them, and this is why people get addicted to them, and this is the wrong thing, but there's not a day where you like feel any aches or pains, right? Maybe you wake up and maybe at first you feel that ache or pain, and then you take the pain pill, and then all of a sudden those aches and those pains go away. They subside, right? They're no longer there. But that's the issue. That's the problem with people, and that's why they get addicted to them, because they're like, ooh, okay, cool. Now I have no more aches and pains. Oh, and by the way, now all that stuff that's bothering me, any kind of issues I've had in the past, they're not here right now, even though they really are. They're all around us, but we're tunneled. We're like tunneled, and we're sitting in a corner, and they don't tend to be there. We don't tend to feel them, see them, whatever, because we're so numb. So when I say, I would take them to make me feel like I'm top of the world, because once you get stuck or addicted to them and you're used to that pain, you don't think there's any other way or any other you feel like there's no other way that you can feel that high. Like you think you can't get natural high, and that's completely false. You have endorphins, your mind, and that's basically what these pain pills do and stuff. They increase that endorphin release, right? So that makes you feel good. We get natural high like when we get excited, right? We got something big coming up, we get excited with some vacation, whatever, something that you're really looking forward to. It makes us happy. It puts us on a natural high. You can get high naturally, and that's where we need to figure out or find out how to keep ourselves through tough times happy, and how to get ourselves or give ourselves that natural high when times are tough, and not resort to some type of chemical, some type of pill, smoking something, whatever. Now, I'm not big on smoking marijuana. I don't see anything wrong with it. I honestly feel like it should probably be legal in all the states. It should be a legal type thing, right? Have we ever heard of anybody overdosing on marijuana? Have we ever heard of anybody killing somebody because they smoked some marijuana? No, but yet, we got DWIs, how many every single day in the US? We get how many DUI, drinking under the influence deaths, people killing people because of it. But, whatever you do, whatever you take, whatever you use, we have to try to find a way to get a natural high, even through the tough times. And the tough times are where a lot of us as addicts like to really go back to bad habits. And, things start getting hard. Oh no, poor us. We have feelings, and we have some things that we're having to deal with. We just got to deal with them, We can't just put them aside for another day or a week or 10 or whatever and just get strung out on a bunch of pain pills or whatever your choice of drug you do, Pain pills, meth, I don't advise any of it. But again, anybody that is addicted or does use some type of form of chemical or whatever to deal with what they have going through, it's sad, man. But again, like back to the alcohol thing, I kind of got on a rant because the whole alcohol thing brought up reading K-Dub's comments, and I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the interaction. It helps me when I'm doing these, when I'm streaming. It takes me to certain places in my life, and it lets me kind of give you guys my angle or my insights or, kind of my situations. But again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. My dad chose alcohol over us when I was 4 years old on Christmas Eve. Him and my mom got in a big argument. There was no physical. It was just a big argument, big screaming match. And in fact, I will say that he was trying to take me with him. Like, I was getting kind of tossed back and forth, but my mom was ultimately fighting to keep me with my mom and my older sister, because she knew that was the right place, because my dad was a truck driver. He wouldn't have a stable place, me having to go to school and stuff. He wouldn't have a stable home like my mom had. She had a very good job. She'd be around for me. Plus, my older sister's 7 years older than me, so she could help, like, watch over me times my mom couldn't be there when she had to work more to ultimately take care of us, because my dad really didn't do much. He didn't really contribute much. He didn't really help much when he did decide to, walk out that Christmas Eve. And then he tried to contact us, I don't know, 8-9 years later, and then his dad passed away early, my grandpa, from Alzheimer's, and we tried to build our relationship there, and it's just been kind of rocky ever since. I mean, I don't have any bad blood. I don't have any bad blood with him or anything, but at the same time, I don't really have a great relationship with him. Like, I value me and my kids' relationships. I value me and my son. I only have one boy, I have 3 girls. I love them all equally. I love them all to death. But I compare me and my son because it's like me and my father, I value the relationship I have with my son and how close we are. I couldn't see it any other way. And as much as you could say, well, maybe you chose pain pills for a while over your kids, at the end of the day, I really never did. Yes, I actively used, but I held my job. I held my job. I didn't really put them aside or not spend time with them. I still did all that. Like I said, my older sister, who's really, really, really close to me, one of my best friends, she couldn't even really tell. She got to a suspicion a long time closer to the point where I was getting ready to just call it a quit and get myself checked in, to where she was curious. But again, like, I was a very functional, most times most people are. I think there's a lot more people in this world, maybe even people that are maybe using pain pills daily, that are very functional, and you would have no clue or any idea. And that's typically how it is. So, I don't know. Let me catch up on these more comments. Hatstro says, lost my dad, both sets of grandparents, 3 uncles, and a friend of kid. Yeah, man. Again, man. #fuck cancer. Astros, I apologize, brother. I am sorry, man. It's awful. It's the best thing I can say. I appreciate that, Shack Rat. Thank you, brother. Yes, I'm gonna have fun and be safe. What's up, Hunter? I didn't see all these comments pop up as I was talking. I thought maybe I lost everybody, but I did lose a few, but it's all right. Some people don't like when I talk about certain things, and it's all good. What's up, Hunter? Uncle Stewie, 3 neck surgeries, no pills. See, man, shout out to you, Uncle Stewie. I respect that, man. And it's the same as my stepfather. Like, I respect him for... I mean, it's amazing. Like, dude, after me going through my stuff, and he's had a ton of surgeries since I've gotten clean, and to, like, me, when I'll be up north at the cabin or whatever, and my stepdad just got done with surgery, and he'll be hurting, and I'll be telling my mom, like, didn't they prescribe him some pain medication? Yes, but he won't take it. He will absolutely not take it unless he absolutely has to. And I respect that, like, because again, it's so easy to get cooked. It's so easy. So shout out to you, Uncle Stewie. 3 neck surgeries, no pills. That's flipping amazing, man. That is so awesome. I honestly, I respect you for that, brother. The psychological effects of drugs. Yeah, I mean, yeah. What's up, Jim F? Good to see you, brother. I gave up booze for me and my family. That's awesome, Uncle Stewie. And you know what? We all have our own things. You know, I don't like my older sister. Her and her husband, my brother-in-law, they probably have a drink or two just about every night, just to unwind. And you know, some will say that's actually healthy for you. You know, it's really wine's the best thing. They're like red wine because it thins your blood. It's good for your heart. But I mean, I don't see it. You know, they don't get plastered or wasted. Like they legit have a drink or two to unwind each night from their hectic days. And again, for myself, alcohol's never been my thing. Again, I will have some drinks on a very rare occasion, like I will tonight. Like I already know I'm going to have some drinks tonight. Like I know when I'm going to, and I know when I'm not going to. Now in the past, when I was using it and stuff, I'd be like, oh yeah, we'll just see what happens. I'm going to go show up here and we'll just see I don't know that I'll have any drinks. We'll see what happens. And every single time we're stuck having drinks. So, I can't take pills. Ball says I get lightheaded 6 months. What's up, Truth? Good to see you, brother. I did get the payment from you. So I'm hoping to get all the packages. They're pretty much packed and ready to go. I'm hoping to get them dropped off tomorrow. I don't know. Again, I got a room at the place, so I don't know what time I'll be out of there, or what time I'll sleep until. We'll see how late I'm up playing cards tonight at the casino. But either way, I'll get them out, or I'll get them Monday. So all right. And Trude must be buying a card, but Ball says I can't take pills. I get lightheaded, sick to my stomach. Yeah, I mean it's definitely, for some people, they just can't take them. They can't eat them. And that's a good thing, Balls. Like, I wish I had that problem when I was using. Because I probably would have never got addicted. I wish they would have, like, made me lightheaded and not feel right. I wish that would have been the case, because that would have been awesome. That would have helped me out quite a bit. So, I appreciate it, Jim. You guys don't want to miss next mail day video. Awesome. Must add some. Oh, and guys, here's another thing, man. Like, shout out to the card, just the community, the hobby. So BITG texted me today, right? And he said, you guys saw that Jared Culver checkerboard he pulled. And the thing's like a $200 or $300 card. And again, we don't have to put price on the card, but I'm just stating how big the card is. It's a checkerboard optic Jared Culver, right? They said there's maybe 9 or 10 of them. We don't know the exact number of each card. He told me he's going to just put it in my mail day. He's just going to put the Jared Culver checkerboard in my mail day. Because I told him I needed it. I was going to buy it from him. And he just flat out said he's putting it in my mail day. So, again, shout out to BITG. And it's not just a shout out to him because he's giving me a card. You know, I've shouted him out for a long time. He shouts me out. We've been great partners on, you know, building our channels and trying to build good communities within the hobby and within YouTube. And I'm trying to get him built more on Twitter so he can expand from there. But it's awesome, man. I was like shocked. You know, he's just, oh, by the way, I'm going to put that Jared Culver checkerboard in your mail day. And I was like, what? I was like, wait, what? He's like, yep, it's all yours, man. Boom, you know, whatever. Some BITG comment, some boom clean comment or something. So shout out to him. Appreciate it, Jim. I will definitely have a good time. I've been 100 times better with my drinking, maybe 1 to 2 a month. That's awesome, Balls. And shout out to you, Balls. I know Balls went through a little rough patch too, and to hear him say that's awesome. And you know what? And sometimes with things like drinking and you know, as long as you can control it, I feel like as long as you can control it to once or twice a month, and you're not doing it daily, like maybe an old routine you were on, you know, I don't see any problem or issue with it, because ultimately, again, you know, sometimes you just got to get away. It's kind of like me with going and having a couple drinks. Like, I never went to rehab, or I never was an alcoholic, or I never had issue with drinking, like I've said. So, yeah, I will go and have a couple drinks on occasion to unwind, you know? So, you got to have the right people around you, too, when you do it. So, you know, as long as, like with me, I won't be around anybody that, you know, that would have been friends in the past, that would have, you know, not had my best interests at hand, etc. But, yeah, should be a good time, guys. Should definitely be a good time. Truth, email your address to balls. All right, guys, so I think we're just over a half hour. I'm going to go run into the store. If I would have brought my selfie stick with, I would have brought you guys with, but I just have you mounted in my car mount. Sorry about the goofy angle, but again, it's this mount. It's like in my CD. It's clips in my CD thing, and it's just the height of where my CD deal is, so it's kind of like I'm looking down at you guys. But I'm going to run in, grab a couple things at the store, just a couple snacks and whatnot for the night, and I love you too, brother. Absolutely. I hope I can win big. I'm gonna do my best. Blackjack progressive. Keep stacking chips as we win. Pull back. Start over when we lose. I appreciate it, guys. Uncle Stewie, Steven's Cards. I want to thank all you guys for popping in, listening to me blabber on about whatever. Tomorrow night's stream we'll be back to cards. We'll be talking, we'll be chatting and ripping some select football. So, all right. So until next time, guys, be good. I love each and every one of you. Peace.